Welcome to this week's edition of the Inside Line, brought to you by Mount Shop, and a welcome to a new partner on the show as well in the form of Hydraulink. This week we're at Gazoo Racing New Zealand headquarters for the launch of the new Formula regional car, and it's a beauty, the GRF70. And because of that, we're going to talk to some key players in this launch and Gazoo Racing. Mr. Gazoo Racing New Zealand himself, Andrew Davis, the Motorsport manager for Gazoo Racing, Nico, Caillol, and supercar driver Ryan Woods in the house, because he's taking the new car out. He's going to come back and tell us what it's like between the old car and the new car, because he raced it last year. So that's pretty cool. But before all that, let's remind you of what Kiwis have done overseas at the weekend. Now, Mitch Evans had a chance to be Formula E World Champion again. Missed it by that much. Finishes P3, but he finishes fourth on race number 2 in London and helps Jaguar to the team's championship. Nick Cassidy, our other Kiwi racing in Formula E, finished P8 for the season. As far as IndyCar went, not so flash in Ontario. Scotty Mack started P3, finished P8. Marcus Armstrong had a spin, finished P16, and Scott Dixon's season just pretty flat in his own mind, you can imagine, finished P18. Talking point as it is every week, I don't know why, SVG doubles it up over the weekend in Richmond, goes into the trucks, gets pole position on the oval, finishes P4, and in the Cup race, started way down the back, finished P14. So where does he sit as far as the chase is concerned? He is the cut line. He right now is P16, so there's a lot of work to do. Okay, that's what Kiwis did overseas. Geordie Peters at Motorsport New Zealand, what happened at home?
Thank you, Stephen. And how bloody good does that car look from Gazoo Racing New Zealand? Great to see Woody there at the launch too, and getting behind the wheel as a new guardian for the brand. Gutted I couldn't be up there. Looks like a great event. But speaking of great events, let's look at what happened at the weekend across New Zealand. We had the Catlins Rally Sprint, a very, very popular event, and that was topped by none other than rally star Emma Gilmore in her R5 car. And then we had Andrew Graves in second place and Tim Smith in third. I want to give a special shout out to Emma, because not only did she clean sweep, take out the event, but she also spent a little bit of time in the community bringing motorsport to some of the local schools and the children out there. So it's always good to see our drivers giving back and sharing motorsport with the next generation and bringing it to that community, that grassroots level. So well done to Emma. Great to see a strong result, but also great to see you doing your bit for promotion in the future of motorsport.
Wait, is this an ad for Toyota?
Don't know, can't see it yet.
No, not this. Look, Toyotas, all of them. Come on, it's got to be a Toyota ad.
Nah, just New Zealand.
Quality, service, knowledge, latest ranges. New Zealand's largest stockist of quality undercar parts and the proud home of KYB, Tony, H&R, King Springs, and many more great brands. We're just a call or click away. 100% Kiwi owned. Mount Shop, the undercar specialists.
Pressure defines performance. For 80 years, Hydraulink has helped power New Zealand's hardest working industries across construction, agriculture, forestry, transport, manufacturing, marine, ports and mining. Our nationwide network stands ready 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With world-class manufacturing, expert advice and rapid response support, we keep critical operations moving. From work sites across the country to the pursuit of excellence with Emirates Team New Zealand, one name is trusted when performance matters most. Hydraulink, best under pressure.
You're watching the Inside Line. It feels like an Inside Line special today, coming from Gazoo Racing headquarters in Hampton Downs and the launch of the brand new GRF70, which will run in the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy over the summer. Well, the man behind Gazoo Racing in many ways is the head strategic officer and GR Meister, and he's our Hydraulink interview of the week. It's Andrew Davis. GR Meister? What's the go?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Yeah. But with the evolution of GR and certainly the product that's being pushed out globally, Japan side have identified some GR Meisters around the world. So we in effect advise GR with what's going on, whether that be motorsport or product, And part of that is kind of a reciprocation. So they're investing in us as well. So me being able to talk about GR and these sorts of shows and to customers is what it's all about, because we've got a few stories to tell.
Yeah, the great story for me comes from Akio Toyota, the chairman, who loves his motor racing and is basically the guy behind Gazoo Racing. How important to you, having that massive input from the parent body, how important is that for you for New Zealand?
Yeah, it's critical. I mean, we've got a long history in New Zealand motorsport, and Toyota's been with New Zealand for 60 years this year, so we've been around for a little bit. But when you couple those together, and you've got, I guess, a founding family and a chairman like Akio, who is such a performance and motorsport-oriented guy, it makes a big difference. And that's flowed through in our cars, and it's flowing through to what we offer customers here in New Zealand today.
It feels like just another form of like Formula One technology going into road cars, but this is this Toyota version, correct?
Yep, exactly right. When you look at our success in World Endurance Championship, WRC, Dakar, lots of different categories, that performance and innovation and mindset behind GR flows through into all of the cars that we now offer to the market.
If we look at the Summer Series and the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy, how important was it having the head of GR Racing last summer down here to see what you were doing?
Yeah, it was critical. I mean, the thing for us in New Zealand is when global competitors and high talent comes to New Zealand to compete, they want to compete in a series that's relevant, so they want to spend their time developing, their own natural abilities and kind of furthering their careers. So to come to New Zealand's quite a big task. It's a long way to come from Europe or the US or wherever. And it's critical for us they do come, because we want our Kiwi kids and talent to be showing how good they are against the world's best. And so the critical thing for us is that relevance. The car, the category, the professionalism's got to be at a global standard. So it's critical we can offer that. Certainly in adopting this new car, which we're launching this season, there was a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure the investment was worth it. And to make decisions now in the modern times, you need your global partners or your global backers to be part of that. So GR Company came down, as you've just mentioned, in the last season. They came down to the New Zealand Grand Prix, and it was so cool to get their endorsement and to see what we do here and to really embrace it.
But it was critical to get the endorsement. So if I'm right, there were some nervous times.
Yeah, definitely nervous times for sure. I mean, it's not a decision you make lightly, and when you invest in a new car like this, it's for another generation. So it's not kind of a one year and done. You've got to be able to invest for a period. So we needed global backing for that.
I don't think a lot of people realise how passionate you are about this series. That you are a driving force. Where does it start for you?
I guess along many years ago, like many Kiwi kids that want to get into motorsport, I started karting with my father back when I was 8 years old. So, I go way back, certainly in my career in karting, which was quite a long time, but I didn't evolve into motorsport. Having those opportunities to shift from go-karts to follow your passion and your dreams, you need pathways. And you need those opportunities. So, going from someone that drove and had the desire and passion back then to now someone that can champion with a brand like GR and offering that allows natural talent to kind of prosper globally, it's just fantastic. It just kind of shows that full circle, and I enjoy the fact that I can be involved.
You sort of get the best of both worlds, don't you? The GR Yaris Rally Cup is a new innovation into the New Zealand Rally Championship in 2027.
Yep.
For me, that's a really big move, because it feels like world rally's changing, but you're right at the forefront. What do you see happening here in New Zealand with that?
Yeah, so rally was an extension of the philosophy of GR here in New Zealand. If you look globally, WRC has been a big part of GR and the development of GR. And 86 as a championship with the trophy series, and now the championship series is a big part of that development, as I said before. Being able to extend into rally it's kind of natural. But you need the right people, and the fact that the team from the Yaris Challenge Cup side were so enthusiastic and just showing the innovation that we already have in GR just made it a good fit, and it gives another opportunity for more talent.
Well, I think the other opportunity, we have to be blunt about this, is financially it's a more accessible route.
Yeah, it is. I mean, motorsport's never cheap, and when you've got youngsters, I guess, that are trying to show their talents, you've got to make sure you can give them a fair playing field, and that's something that we've really held ourselves accountable to with the single-seater, with 86, and now when I look at the rally program, it's going to be the same. So we'll see the drivers rising to the top.
Do you feel, as from a GR perspective, that you're quite influential in motorsport in New Zealand, but people are looking at you now as a genuine pathway?
Yeah, I'd say we've been influential. Motorsport in New Zealand's full of passionate people, and you've got a whole lot of different stakeholders that you've got to work with, which we do every year. And so I'd say we've been I wouldn't say a silent partner, because a lot of people know what we do in motorsport, but we're having to do more. We're having to push harder to keep that relevance going across the different categories and to make sure the professional standards are high from everybody. Yeah,
well, you're in the world of entertainment now, right? And there's so many options. I mean, how do you stay ahead of the game? Is that a big question?
Well, it is a big question. I mean, if you look at the evolution of the championships and the series, if I take the single-seater, for example, reducing the season down to 4 weekends, it's a really intense, concentrated season. But you get eyeballs, particularly from Kiwis in summer when they're really engaged with what's going on. And I think that, if you look at the success of Formula One, Netflix, those sorts of things, people want to hear the stories, they want to see the racing, they want to be a part of it for a period. So the fact we can do that with a single-seater over such a short period of time just puts a big focus and with a whole lot of energy. It's really cool.
Andrew, Gazoo Racing is not one person. It's a lot of people. What are the sort of people behind the scenes that have as much enthusiasm and smarts as you?
I'd certainly say there's a lot of people with a lot more smarts than me in there. But, when you go back in our motorsport history in particular, brands like Gazoo don't come from nothing. You can't just buy a brand. It's got to be built by people, and passionate people at that. So, certainly for me in picking up the motorsport operation that we have here in New Zealand, it's been built on the work of a whole lot of other people. We've had generations of people within Toyota's facilities that have been involved. Meister Davis, John Falk back in the day from kind of starting it. And obviously the Tomlinsons were a big part of the single-seater history that we've had here in New Zealand. So lots of people have been involved, and those people keep coming into the series and giving new energy. So, I can't name who all those individuals are, but I just have such respect and appreciation for the work they do. And that's over and above a general 40-hour week. These are passionate people that really want to find New Zealand's next world champion. So, we use that energy to motivate us, and we want to deliver on that promise.
Looking at the GRF70, I've got to say, it reminds me of an older McLaren. It actually looks closer than I've ever seen to an F1 car in a long, long time. Do you get that same feeling?
Yeah, I think when you look at the evolution of the cars, you go kind of 50, 60, 70, the 50 was a really fine sort of a car, obviously, before we went to the Halo. But certainly the 70 to the 60, it's slightly wider. Lots of feedback we've had already is it looks more like an F1 or an Indy car. But I think, going to the 15-inch wheels, being able to keep a lot of the engine technologies and develop those even further makes it an exciting time. So it's a great time to launch it.
I'm going to drop you in it here. Do you think we'll be talking about the Caillol Gazoo Racing Formula Regional Oceania Trophy?
Well, you
notice what I put in there?
Yeah,
you know what I put in there?
You just got to watch the space on that one. I mean, Gazoo in New Zealand it's growing a lot. And one of the big things with Gazoo Racing is it's about the community of enthusiasts you take with you. So the exciting part is, as Gazoo grows, we bring in more products, we do more motorsport. So we'll see what happens.
People and performance. Sounds right, yeah?
It does. Well, that's what it's all about. And Kiwis love it.
We do. Thank you, Meister Andrew Davis. Appreciate your time on the Inside Line.
Thank you.
Pressure defines performance. For 80 years, Hydraulink has helped power New Zealand's hardest working industries across construction, agriculture, forestry, transport, manufacturing, marine, ports and mining. Our nationwide network stands ready 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With world-class manufacturing, expert advice and rapid response support, we keep critical operations moving. From work sites across the country to the pursuit of excellence with Emirates Team New Zealand, one name is trusted when performance matters most. Hydraulink, best under pressure.
Wait, is this an actual Toyota? Look, Toyotas, all of them. You got a Farmer and a Hilux, a Hiace, Highlander, RAV4, GR86, and even a hydrogen car. You got the All Blacks and Black Ferns in a Prado.
Jordan.
A happy family in an electric vehicle. And a happy Dame Lisa Carrington carrying a kayak. So now do you think it's a Toyota ad?
Nah, it's just New Zealand.
What's with the music thing?
Quality, service, knowledge, latest ranges. New Zealand's largest stockist of quality undercar parts and the proud home of KYB, Coney, H&R, King Springs, and many more great brands. With parts to suit classic through to new vehicles, we're just a call or click away. 100% Kiwi owned. Mount Shop, the undercar specialists.
The story of Gazoo Racing moving into the 2027 summer season continues here on the special edition of the Inside Line, coming to you from Gazoo Racing, brought to you by Mount Shop. Nico Caillol is the motorsport manager for Gazoo Racing New Zealand. We're sitting basically, Nico, in front of your baby, the new GRF70, the second generation Formula Regional car for the Next Gen Series. When you saw it and now when you sit in front of it, how happy are you with it?
Yeah, pretty happy. I think
pretty happy.
Yeah, it's quite a nice evolution, you know, from the Gen 1 to the Gen 2. There's a lot of work has been done with FIA and Tatus just to provide the next generation of cars. So after 6 years using the first generation of car, it was time just to go to the next step and getting closer to what the F2 and F3 have been evolving in the last couple of years.
Can I say it looks better than the 60? It looks, for me, when I saw those front wings and the nose, it looks so much more like dare I say, an old school F1 car. It really has presence.
Yeah, it's the whole objective from the FIA was getting your product looking like F1, you know. So all that kind of 3D end plate and that front V-shaped wings is just to get closer to what the Formula One is looking like. And so it's kind of nice evolution and proving, you know, a lot of work has been done to improve the racing as well.
So what are the key changes with the GRF70?
So on the aerodynamic side, if you look at it, the V-shaped front wing and the 3D end plate is all about just to maximize the airflow around the car. And if you see on the side pods, you know, the air intake is pretty high, and getting that flow going into the rear wing and that 3D rear wing, and then the two winglets are done just to reduce that aero wash and allow drivers to follow closer to each other.
Drivers always moan about passing. Will it be an easier car to pass with because of those changes?
Yes, that's all the objective has been done on that design, is just to look closer racing, and then you can make the move on that side. The other one as well, the key thing has been the move to the 15 inches wheels.
Yeah, it looks fat.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It says, it's to prepare the drivers for the next step. You look on the F2, F3, F1, they're on the 16, 17 and 18 inches wheels. So getting into the 15 inches wheel is just the preparation for the next step for those drivers.
What about the cockpit? Any changes there?
Oh yes, a lot of work has been done on that. Is a lot of drivers were complaining with the first generation of cars in terms of ergonomics. Like the sitting position was not the greatest, and the arm strength was required. Well, now all the design has been done to more space in the cockpit. We can accommodate more taller driver, like Hugo Trickery one with that.
Yeah, that's all right.
That would be the whole thing.
Yeah.
But in the same time, basically the car can easily accommodate Hugo Trickery and Yuki Tsunoda. So, you know, from one extreme to the other, and it's all been designed for the drivers to be in a comfy position and a nice sitting position.
I know the likes of Liam Skeets have tested this car, and we're going to talk to Ryan Wood on the show because he's about to test this car. What was the initial feedback from someone like Liam?
It's pretty cool. It says the difference was not too much in terms of driving. Like the driving style is pretty much similar, but the car itself is faster. And it says the downforce help in the high-speed corners were the downside from the FT60 compared to the FT50, where we lost a little bit on the fast-speed corners. That this one is back into the game, into the fast-speed corners. So hopefully we did only the one test day last Wednesday, but we're already faster than the FT60 on national track. So we're expecting throughout the season just to set new laps record with that car over the 4 tracks we're going to be for 2027.
You talk about power. It's a locally built power plant because there is a global option, isn't there?
Yeah, as I said, on the Formula Regional in Europe, they went with the GR Yaris 3-cylinder engine. From our side, we decided just to keep going on the work we've been done here locally with David Garkin on the development of the engine for the FT60. So basically, it's just an evolution of that engine. So David has spent a lot of work on the design of the engine and trying to gain some weight and improve the power. So basically, from the generation of the engine we use in FT60 to this one, David managed to gain 14 kilos on the weight of the engine for the design itself, and we went for different turbo, so we work a bit different, and the power curve has been pretty good. And the feedback we had from Liam on day one was that the engine was very smooth in terms of control with the throttle. You know, it's a pretty good, nicely born, let's say, second generation evolution engine that we carry on to the next year.
How many more horses is it noticeable?
No, in terms of horsepower, we're pretty similar because we kind of capped by the FIA. So we are on the 285 marks. But similar to last year, we keep going the push-to-pass. So the push-to-pass is going to give an extra 25 horsepower when activated by the driver. So all in all, it's quite a nice weight-to-power ratio car. So it's going to be interesting for the drivers and enjoyable for the drivers to drive.
The really cool thing about Gazoo Racing and the series, along with the GR86s, is a pathway. Do you think this pathway now, this new evolution, the GRF70, might we see more young Kiwi men and women advance into the single-seaters rather than come out of this and then maybe go to a tin top?
I think that's the objective, really. Is we're here just to, let's say, defining New Zealand next world champion, but it's just creating inspiration. For all the stories, when you see all the names on the wall and on the back of us, with all those big names, that's the next story we want. You want the drivers to be the next Lando Norris, next Liam Lawson, next Lance Stroll, all those kind of drivers that came here and succeeded. And it's when you look at Arvid Lindblad, 2025 was here, 2026 in Formula One. So it's a good opportunity for the local drivers to benchmark to the drivers which may come straight away to Formula One or evaluate, but benchmark themselves and prove them to their sponsors that they're worth it investing in it and going in their journey.
If it's not a Kiwi, and we've got Arvid Lindblad, we've got Lance Stroll, we've got a world champion Lando Norris that have driven here, do you get as much satisfaction knowing that they have driven in your Formula car and then seen them succeed?
It's always a pride to be part of the journey of a driver. We know that if you take, for example, Arvid Lindblad, if he didn't came here, he wouldn't get the super license point. We've been able for him to unlock his F1 super license. So we're a little bit part of each of those names. I've been in that story, and it says the Liam Lawson is really the big story, and what's our biggest pride. Says without that move at Harlan's, he may have been not picked up by Red Bull.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been Red Bull, and then the rest is history. So it's be able to be part of that small pathway, that small journey on every driver, local or international. It's always kind of a sentiment of pride here at Gazoo Racing New Zealand.
And I suppose one final thing on the Next Gen Series, the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy, shall I say powered by sustainable fuel? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Certified by FIA.
Certified by the FIA. Yeah. Is that the winner of the championship in 27 and the Trans-Tasman champion get to race Macau. So there'll be two GR Racing New Zealand cars in Macau. Now how did you swing that one?
Yeah, it was a long time work with FIA. It's for us is at the time from all the previous years of the championship, we had a little bit of cash money for winning the championship, but the amount of cash was really peanuts, really. And it's what we've worked, even on the 86 championship, it's what works and it's significant is an experience that you can't get anywhere else.
And put yourself in the shop window.
Yeah, so it's having the opportunity, just to be representing those colours, because that kind of livery is going back to Macau just to represent racing for Gazoo Racing New Zealand and be able to represent New Zealand and our championship on the world stage is quite significant. It could be an opportunity, is when you look at the history, at the time, there's only two drivers in the world who've done Macau Grand Prix and New Zealand Grand Prix. It was Roberto Moreno and Richard Vescour. So we have a history here to make. Is if we got a driver here winning the championship and winning the New Zealand Grand Prix, he can be on the way just to win the only Grand Prix outside of Formula One. So that's kind of a special as well.
No, it's cool. It's very cool. You're doing a great job, Nico. Congratulations on the GRF70. Would I fit in that?
Yeah, sure. It's good for every driver.
Lucky me, eh?
I'm not sure you'll be fast enough.
Yeah, okay. You can go now.
Wait, is this an ad for Toyota? Look, Toyotas, all of them. I reckon it's an ad.
Definitely could be a Toyota ad.
If it is an ad, it's a pretty boring one.
So what do you reckon?
Definitely an ad.
Hydrogen car, miss. That's an unlikely coincidence.
Sure is.
Come on, it's gotta be a Toyota ad.
Nah, it's just New Zealand.
What's with the lipstick thing?
Quality, service, knowledge, latest ranges. New Zealand's largest stockist of quality undercar parts and the proud home of KYB, Coney, H&R, King Springs, and many more great brands. we're just a call or click away. 100% Kiwi owned. Mount Shop, the undercar specialists.
It's got a bit noisy here at Gazoo Racing headquarters at Hampton Downs, probably because all Ryan Wood's fans are here to have a chat to him. Mate, welcome to the Inside Line. You're here for a specific reason, right?
Yeah.
We're sitting in front of the new GRF70. You raced in the FT60 last year, so what's the new beast like?
Yeah, first of all, it's been great to be here and announce that I'm becoming a GR Guardian. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been, awesome to see a lot of people interested in the GR brand moving forward. But this beauty right here was on display and got told yesterday you'll be turning some laps, and was a lot of fun. First of all, how good does it look? And
I think it looks like a McLaren,
Yeah.
an older McLaren, the nose, right?
Correct,
but
yeah.
it looks genuinely more like an F1 car.
That's what I was saying to someone. It's like a baby F1 car, even from the wheel carbons and everything like that, and just the sleek design. It's a really cool upgrade for the team here at Toyota, and I'm sure they're really excited moving into the back half of this year and into next year with the whole CT Frock Championship, and it's going to be amazing. Last year I was lucky enough to compete in it, and it did all right. Would have loved to got more wins, as we always want, but this is a great step forward for the category, and keeping them on that FIA radar is really, really important. So
come on, tell me what the driver's like.
Well, yeah, first of all, it's quite a bit different. For me, only doing a couple of laps, I can't give you the full breakdown, and obviously not doing a whole lot of single seaters. So first things first, the wheel on the steering wheel is simplified. It's also probably more uptick, everything from the buttons. It's push and hold now so that you can't accidentally knock a button. I remember here when I was racing the FT60, I knocked the pit limiter at the hairpin, so you can't do that. The cockpit's probably a bit more spacious for the taller and the bigger boys.
You're not big. I'm big. You're not.
But I think that's a really, really good factor. A guy like Ugo last year, I don't know how he fitted into the FT60. Yeah. But now there's a lot more space. So that is a really, really good thing for the driver comfort. But then also, everything from the engine upgrades and stuff like that, the power delivery feels really, really good and clean. And like I was just saying before, the actual balance of the car, you can start to lean on it, play with it a bit more. Even things from like the braking, like the brake bias migration is now probably a bit more consistent as well. So everything like that is, really, really good step forward. So obviously for me, the more laps I would do in it, the more I could tell you. But for now, they're the real things that stood out, and just the overall feeling of the car, it feels new. So it always feels good when it's new. And
does it smell like a new car?
Not quite. There has been someone else that's driven it, so I was a bit gutted. But no, it's an amazing looking beast. And like I say, I think everything from the rear wing, it looks like an F1 rear wing.
Oh mate, it's cool, right?
And even like I was saying, with the wheels, with the carbon insides, it's literally nearly a mini F1 car. So I'm excited to see them go racing over this side of the world. I know they've been racing in Europe, but I feel like CT Frock usually puts on a pretty good show. So
they put on a bloody great show, and this gets a tick, right? Just from a standpoint. Okay, quickly, because I know your fans are waiting. Well, there's autographs to sign. Final round of Sprint Cup this weekend, Ipswich. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. Yeah, obviously this weekend's a big weekend for us. We've sort of been on the bubble, so we're trying to rebound. Obviously the last round was tough on Sunday. We had a podium, and that's the hard thing. We walked away from that weekend probably forgetting about the podium, because you walk away from the weekend in disappointment. So really honed in on the excitement of this round, and also just the probably severity of it. It's got to be one that we hit with the ground running at, and really make sure that we learn lots and just develop and learn and be better than the last round. That's all we can do at the moment, is just keep on improving, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a massive weekend from the championship standpoint, but also then it's going to be a massive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the enduro season, because we've got test days those days, and we've got to make sure that we get our head around this package before we go to the 2 biggest races of the year.
Are you enjoying this challenge?
I love it, mate. Like, honestly, like, the team's been amazing. You know, there has been ups and downs. There's no hiding behind that. And, you know, to think that we won Toyota's first race in Supercars in New Zealand was a really, really special and proud moment for me. So I'm just building on that and making sure that we don't forget about those moments and, you know, keep moving forward, because I'm super proud to be a part of the team, and also the product that we've actually brought to the table has been really competitive, cool. And it looks amazing as well. So we'll keep on chipping away, and it's just been, like I say, a lot of fun, and seeing, you know, Crompo's involvement, everyone's involvement, Toyota Australia's involvement. Everyone's been so into it, and now with Toyota New Zealand helping me, I feel like we can add another layer to that. So I'm really excited to get into the back half of this year.
Okay, now Geordie from Motorsport New Zealand.
Where
I
is
don't
he?
know, but which camera does he need to look down? Dave, my producer, this one or the big one? This one, top one? Tell Geordie, because we're going to do what's happening this weekend. So
So Geordie, what's happening at home this weekend?
Thanks, Woody. There is plenty on around New Zealand this weekend, starting, of course, with Rally Hawke's Bay, the latest round of the New Zealand Rally Championship. Canterbury Car Club, they have a navigation rally taking place on Thursday in Taupo Car Club. They've got round 3 of their winter series. They're hosting dual sprints on Saturday at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Levels Raceway, they have their Ford Falcon Performance and Polished Car Track Day. That is going to be a great day out. No doubt, if you're a Blue Oval supporter. Ruapuna, they have a Seal Motorcana, thanks to the Canterbury Car Club. On Saturday, Ashburton Car Club, they've got their day-night autocross. Great to see them taking advantage of the summer light or the spring light. We're not quite there yet, but, you know, close enough. And then, of course, we talked about Taupo Car Club. The race component of their winter series takes place on Sunday at Taupo International Motorsport Park. The Otago Sports Car Club, they've got a hill climb. Hill climbs. There was something about hill climbs I was meant to talk about. Can't remember it. I guess we'll just have to wait. Big announcement coming with hill climbs in hopefully a couple of weeks. And Marlborough Car Club, they round us out with the Mackenzie Cup Winter Autocross. Now let's talk about Rally Hawke's Bay. It is a round of the New Zealand Rally Championship, and there's a few headlines. First of all, Hayden Paddon and Jared Hudson, they are coming back to compete on New Zealand shores. They are going for the overall rally event. They're not entered in the NZRC, but they are going for overall honours. Zeal Jones and Baden Thompson. Zeal Jones is returning to the car for his first full-blown rally event since taking a little bit of time off the sport. So good to see him back at a championship level event in the Hawke's Bay. And of course, Toby Price, the Dakar star, is here to contest Rally Hawke's Bay in his GR Yaris Cup car. So that is going to be pretty exciting. And then if that wasn't enough to head to the Hawke's Bay and watch some rallying, Jack Stokes and Jack Hawkswood are both entered and are both going to continue that ding-dong battle that they have had all season long. They have really gone hammer and tong. The finishes have been incredibly close. So it's going to be exciting to see who is going to take honours in the next round of the New Zealand Rally Championship. Of course, if you're in the Hawke's Bay, ceremony will start on Friday at 4:30 p.m. in the Sound Shell in Napier. Definitely recommend going to that if you're in the region. I went there a couple of years back and it was a fantastic atmosphere. Get up close and personal with all the stars, and there are quite some stars there this year. We talked about it, Paddon, Toby Price, the two Jacks leading the championship charge, Zeal Jones, the list goes on and on and on. You get to get out with the cars as well. And of course, we had Ari Pettigrew in that beautiful 911 GT3 Porsche that he's converted into a rally car. That's going to be there. You'll want to get up close and see that in the flesh. So make sure you head out to the Hawke's Bay if you're in the region. The Sound Shell at Napier, 4:30 p.m. On Friday.
Thanks, Geordie. Lots happening overseas with Kiwis. Yes! F1 is back. We're at the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort with Liam Lawson. IndyCar are still going on. They've got the Freedom 250 in Washington, D.C. Closer to home in Repco Supercars. There at Ipswich, it's the final round of the Sprint Cup. Also in Queensland this weekend is Porsche Carrera Cup Australia with Tom Bewley and Clay Osborne. Oh, and by the way, Zach Schooler, our Grand Prix winner from last season, has run for the Le Mans Cup, and they are racing at Spa. Now, before we go, sad news in the motorsport world here in New Zealand with the passing of Gary Pedersen. He was a massive presence when he was racing, but he also had a massive influence too in NZV8. So on behalf of Motorsport New Zealand and also the team here at the Inside Line, our thoughts are with his family. And on that note, we finish this week's edition of the Inside Line, brought to you by Mount Shop. And a thanks to Gazoo Racing New Zealand for allowing us to come out here and celebrate the launch of the new GRF70. We'll see you next week.